As the owner of a roofing business, what's the most important thing you should be doing? Guys, it's marketing. If nobody calls you, you don't have a roofing business. I've done this stuff for 16 to 17 years with Roofing Webmasters and Data Pens out of Fort Worth, Texas. I've helped hundreds of roofers show up in ranking. I also am a contractor again. I was a contractor before this a long time ago, and I'm in the contracting business again. But you need to market. It's better to market. Guys, this is a great storm season, by the way, too, but even if it wasn't, you have to be up in ranking. If you're not getting hail or if it's not a good storm season, at least you get something. And if you ever been up in ranking when there was hail or a storm, that's crazy. We listen to these phone calls. You can have enough calls that you can't answer them all if you're up in ranking. So for around 16, 17 years, we've had a group of guys out of a marketing company out of Fort Worth, Texas. I want to tell you, I've tried all over the world. No matter what country I tried, I had horrible labor every time. So we pay for our own people out of Fort Worth to work for you guys. Do the software programming for Data Pens, do all the web and SEO work for Roofing Webmasters. It's been a long time, hundreds and hundreds of roofers I've worked for. And we do excellent services, but you have to market first. And you can't get so angry. I know there's a lot of bad digital marketing agencies out there. It's rough. But you have to continue to market, and it's on you as a business owner to do that. I talk to guys every day that are so angry, they don't even market anymore. But I tell you what, I'm sitting out here right now on a property of mine. We had one of the worst hailstorms I've ever seen, and I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. That's saying a lot. I've lived here since I was a kid. I'm 53, and hail came down. There was more door knocking roofers than residents. But you know who I called? I don't have anything against door knocking. I was from home security. I don't have a problem with it at all. But I know to call a local guy who deals with local subs that's going to be there tomorrow. I'm not dealing with a door knocker on it. I think people should door knock. If I owned a roofing company around here, I would door knock if it hailed. I think it's good. But if you don't show up in ranking, the guys that were up there didn't have to do it. They didn't have to door knock. And it's getting rougher every year for that. So no matter what happens, you ought to be optimized. You're going to have a better year no matter what. But I will tell you that it's on you to make sure that you have a great digital brand, regardless of whether people lied to you or not in the past. I'm going to say this about it. Google or AI cannot tell your marketing guy's sales spiel. So if you deal with a marketing company, they promised you SEO and all this other stuff, but they didn't do it, Google doesn't know. They don't know you paid good money or not. But I will say this, if you actually had the best digital brand and distributed a brand signal, and you didn't cheat or violate Google Webmaster guidelines, and it was a great user experience, and you didn't ignore macro things, a website, Google account, reviews, social media, you would matriculate to the top of search rankings. Anyone that did that would. And it's not rocket science. It's difficult to get a professional service like ours to help you, but we've done this forever. We've done it so long that I own a software company called Data Pens that helps distribute that brand signal and do all the stuff that needs to be done. Been worried about this stuff for 10 years doing this, watching it. Only regret I have is that I didn't get back into contracting quicker than I did. I was in it for years and then got into digital marketing only, and now I do both, and I love it. But if you're the best, you show up. So let's talk about how that happens. You can't have just one thing. I have Roofing Webmasters for a reason. That's a digital marketing agency that does the best of what's left of SEO. And then I have a software and AI company called Data Pens that allows to distribute brand signals and programatize things. And we help to optimize for Google Map rankings, Google Organic, and AI rankings. And so when people are selling you something saying, oh, we've got the one trick, we're going to leave your horrible website stagnant and trick Google. Guys, y'all get calls on this. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, we're going to optimize your Google map. How? How are they going to optimize your Google map? By not doing anything else, it's just some frou-frou stuff in the background? You're getting duped on that. You're breaking off a couple $100 on a Google map optimization and getting fooled on it. You're a digital brand. You need a great website. Don't violate Google Webmaster guidelines. Be representative of your repairs, services, and materials. I don't care if it's TPO or roof insurance claims help. Have a page for it if you want to show up. don't have extra content that's bullshit. Google finally came out and said something about BS content I've been talking about for 7 years. Blogs are crap, and so are city pages. Nobody in their right mind wants to read your blog. You put it up to try to trick Google into showing you in ranking, because your brand wasn't up in ranking, so you thought if you tricked them with blogs, they'd show you up in ranking. That is not how it works anymore. The algorithm is way past that. You can't trick them with trash content anymore. In fact, they'll penalize you. And they said something about 3 days ago. I've been talking about it forever. I've had people argue with me about it. Hell, I have AI argue with me about it. You know they're not right at everything. They do a lot of good stuff, but they're wrong about the blogs, and Google finally released an article. So hopefully AI can spider the article and figure out that blogs are bad. But here's the weird part about it. You still need content. So if blogs are bad, Nolen, and city pages are bad, how do I get content to Google and show up in ranking? I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you. You have a fabulous website. You keep the same URL. You have a great location, so you're verified. And then you represent every service, all single plies, all residential stuff, asphalt, sand, seam, repair, replace, inspect, roof insurance, claims help, tile, whatever you got, you have a page for it. And it gets done well. And it's not made as cheap as you can humanly make it. You cannot do that with 1,000 roofers down the street produce the cheapest thing. You also can't spam it and break Google Webmaster guidelines, and you can't leave it up like a lame duck abandoned just because you want to be a roofer only. You can't just go do roofing jobs. The number one job you do is to champion the brand signal and make the best brand digitally so that the powers that be of Google and AI deem you the best to show up in ranking. And so that gets done. We do updates, changes, domain authority links, and work on the GBP, the Google Business Profile Map. And then you guys do the very fabulous software that we have called Data Pens. And Data Pens is on your phone. It takes 60 to 90 seconds. You'll get addicted to it when you realize what it does. It ties back into the individual pages. We did not skirt our responsibility of doing hard, detailed stuff and sell you a one-trick pony that doesn't work anymore with really smart algorithms of Google and Chat and Grok. We work on the brand and champion the brand signal. We know Google Webmaster guidelines, and we have a great group of people here in Fort Worth, Texas, working to do this, skilled and Fort Worth nice. And those people work on it. You begin to distribute brand signal. You get recognized. You're not in violation, and every time you're on a roof, you get to champion whatever you did, even if you didn't do a roof. What'd you do? Was it a cash roof bid? Was it GAF? Was it CertainTeed? Was it Brava Barrel? What was it? Was it a TPO? You tag a few photos, you tag the video. The comment that you made gets redone with AI. It goes to the specific page because we own the software, we made the website, we tie them together. Asphalt shingle gets asphalt shingle, TPO gets TPO, repair gets repair, and you literally validate work in the marketplace as it goes. I don't know what the hell is better than that. There is nothing better than that. And then it grows valuable content, and the asphalt shingle page now sees everything you do. Who are they going to choose at this point? The guy that abandoned the website, spammed the website, didn't do anything, or the guy that has great services, doesn't try to trick them, and has 100 references of recent asphalt shingle roofs? And by the way, this lady's looking for CertainTeed or GAF, and you're the only guy talking about it in a format that can be shown to the consumer for a good user experience. It's called helpful content, by the way, which is an algorithmic update several years ago from Google. Everybody's still doing no content or unhelpful content or spam content. And not only does it do the geo-coordinate, the photos, the videos, and the words on the individual pages, but it'll shoot part of it back to your Google map. If you did a video, it goes to your own YouTube account, Facebook post. Now you have social media. I don't care if nobody calls you from social media. It'd be nice. But the whole point of that is third-party search signals so that you deserve to show up in Google ranking and AI ranking. And if somebody calls you from social media, great, but it synergizes the brand to show up better. And when people don't do any social media, yes, they experience a corresponding decrease in Google ranking or AI ranking because you're missing macro components of society and digital. So it sounds complicated, but let me draw you back. It takes 60 to 90 seconds to do a data pen. We do the rest of all of this and hook it up. You don't have to do anything else. But if you're not willing to do that, you can expect to not do well in ranking. And if you're going to plug your fingers in your ears and say everybody's bad and you don't want a professional service, don't have one. But if you want to get up online and be serious about it, that's what's needed. Guys, I'd love to hear from you personally. Call when you're ready. We'd love to talk with you.